Welcome to Tiger Country, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as we begin the 1985 matchup between LSU and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let's head down to the sidelines with the opening kickoff here on ESPN Classic.
And Ron Lewis, sophomore out of New Orleans, will kick it off for LSU. He hooks the ball deep into the end zone, off the hands of Humphrey and off the field of play. And Mike Shula now comes out with the offense. 6'2", 200-pound junior Gene Jelks, another freshman, opens. That half had a big ball game last week. Craig Turner is the tough fullback for them at 205 pounds. Albert Bell came in from junior college and has been a sensation this year. And Greg Richardson has been dependable from his freshman year as one of the solid receivers in the Alabama scheme of things. So here's the first half of the game. As the Crimson Tide opens, first down at the 20, and Shula gives the ball off to the quick running back Jelks, who is a freshman from Gadsden at 170 pounds, brought down by Chris Carrier. Thornton Chandler is the tight end for Alabama, 6'6" and 240. David Johnson at tackle weighs 270 pounds. Dave Gilbert at guard, 250. Wes Neighbors, the center, weighs in at 250. Bill Condon at 240 pounds, the other guard, and a freshman, a true freshman, Larry Rose, at 275, the other tackle. For Alabama, it's second down and 5 as Jelks popped the ball out to the 25-yard line. Jelks goes in motion this time, and the ball is given away to Turner. And Turner gets out to about the 27, and down he goes. Sean Burks, the inside backer, hit him head on. Here's the defensive alignment for LSU. With Barbet, Thomas, and Clapp, the big men down. The linebacking core at LSU, very good. Sancho, Burks, Caston, Brooks. The defensive secondary of Guidry and Jefferson at the corners, Rihaj and Carrier at the safeties. It's a very grudging defense that Bill Arnsparger and his staff put on the field. Third down and a long 3 for Alabama. Shula's first pass of the day. Has time to the sideline. Lucky to get it back. Number 27, Kevin Guidry, zeroed in on Al Bell. Shula called a pattern that required a very long throw, and Guidry almost picked it off.
He called it perfectly. Guidry lays back to see if Bell is going deep, and once the ball is thrown, and the ball did not have quite the velocity that Shula wanted because Guidry moves at least 5 yards in front to knock it down. Chris Moore's first punt is a low line drive, long, but Norman Jefferson has some room. Starting at the 21, comes back to about the 34, 33 maybe. It was a 52-yarder, but it was a low one. Jeff Wickersham is the quarterback at 6'2", 195. Dalton Hilliard, the record breaker at 195 pounds. Exciting player. Gary James, 205-pounder, does a lot of receiving. Raji McGee, 6'2", 200, big for a flanker back, and Wendell Davis, the split end, 185-pound sophomore. And here's the Tigers now. They go double wide to the top of the pictures. They got 3 people set out in a wide spot. Craig Rathjen opens up as the blocking back. They give it to Hilliard, and Hilliard moves from near the 33 to about the 35. Mitch Andrews is the tight end, 6'3", 230. Kurt Gore at tackle, 245. Keith Melanson at guard is 240. Nacho Albagamo at center, 250 pounds. Eric Andolsek, 250 at guard. And John Hazard, 255 at the other tackle. And Wickersham on second down and 8 wants to throw, does, high, long, and incomplete. Defensively for Alabama, Joe Hicks is our referee, as you saw. And back goes Wickersham, almost stumbled. Pressure coming from the outside. Bennett hits him as he releases the ball. It's thrown high, incomplete, and it brings up a 4th down for LSU. Cornelius Bennett, who missed 3 games because of injury, does not have a sack of a quarterback this season, but time after time after time, he has been that close. Keith, I think the opposing quarterbacks, when they worry about Cornelius Bennett, is they throw the ball a little quicker than they have to. They've been getting the ball, hurrying it up, and that's what the Alabama defense wants. If they can't sack the quarterback, hurry him up. Now with this young kicker, let's see if they'll try to block it, Keith.
Well, they've got 10 up there. Yep. They're showing him the block effort. Keith Murray, true freshman from Theodore, Alabama. Averaged 49 in high school. In 2 games, has averaged 29 at LSU. He gets a good roll on that one. He kicked it so short that Al Bell had no opportunity to come up and field the ball. And lo and behold, the ball takes that funny bounce and turns into a 53-yard punt. Mike Shula is the highest rated in efficiency among Division I-A quarterbacks. I'm not totally sure how they figured out all that efficiency stuff.
Keith, what it means is that you grade the quarterback by percentage of yardage on attempts and interceptions and touchdowns per attempt rather than just percentages.
Turns and gives the ball to Jelks, and the young man from Gadsden who had, 228 yards running and receiving, 168 on the ground last week, pops out of there with some authority as Alabama starts back at its 13, and Gene got it almost to the 20.
The running backs for Alabama have been freshmen. As we look at Ray Perkins in his third year, Keith, they've alternated Hill and Humphrey and Jelks, and they've all come through for him, and all three of them are true freshmen.
And all three can fly. Second down, about 3.5. Jelks again, finds daylight, first down Alabama, out at the 28-yard line. Well, that Crimson Tide offensive front has opened two big holes for him.
Here's what Gene Jelks did last week. He's the only Alabama player ever to gain over plus 100 yards in rushing and pass receiving. Two of those passes were for touchdowns.
He's carried 3 times for 5, 7, and 5 yards, and it's first down for the Tide. Ball up around the 28-yard line. They play on grass here at Tiger Stadium, and Shula straight back. Whips it out here, trying to set up the screen for Jelks, and he gets just enough of a block to pop it on up near the 39-yard line where he is brought down.
Most teams will treat this type of play as a running play. All it means is you're going to get the ball out to your best runner outside of the defense and let him make some yards. And Alabama used the screen to get a blocker in front of him, Keith, and I thought Jelks just had a great surge in making the first down. Here's the strength of the Alabama defense, of the LSU defense. Been outstanding all year.
Good linebacking core.
And good defensive linemen, Keith. That's one of the strong points.
Inside they go with it. Alabama finding a little bit of room inside up to about the 43. Worley's turning into quite a football player for Vince Dooley. Second down and 7. Out just beyond the 42. Shula again swings it out here. The ball is dropped by the freshman. That was a forward pass. The ball was moving forward, and for the first time, LSU was able to get some pressure on Mike Shula.
Passing down, LSU defensive lineman, Keith, just teed off, and they got a little bit of jump on the offensive lineman, and we're putting pressure on Shula. As we look at the Crimson Tide rushing, you can see how balanced they are. The key to their offense, rushing and passing, virtually the same.
Third now and long. 3rd and 7 from the 42. Shula has some open field in front of him. Dives for his first down and looks like the mark will get him there. He took a dive for that 49-yard hash mark and looks like he's reached it.
Last year at this time, Keith, no one would have predicted that Mike Shula would be leading the nation in passing efficiency. Just a sophomore, he didn't have the confidence, but he's worked so hard. The coaches say that he stayed in Tuscaloosa all summer, worked hard on his passing to strengthen his arm, to get more velocity on that football.
They're going to measure. It's that close. But the original spot for the linesman looked to me like he was just over the 49. And he was.
Your eyes are improving, Keith. Here's the quarterback, Shula, coming back towards the camera. Look at the hole in front of him. Rather than risk throwing the ball where his receiver's partially covered, he has enough room to barely make the first down. Good judgment on Mike Shula's part.
He's just beyond the eye of the Tiger in the center of the field. Wes Neighbors tips it up, ready to snap it on first down. And they're going to throw on first down. Shula dumps it off. Jelks makes a good catch, pops outside, and he's going to have another first down at the 39 of LSU. Toby Keston, the inside backer, brought him down, but again, the quickness of that freshman running back, Jelks, shows up, and the headiness of Shula.
The headiness of Shula is the key, Keith. As the receivers are covered, you always have a back just somewhere where you can dump the ball off and avoid the loss. And Jelks jumps up and pulls it down. and watch him go with the ball. He shows us some moves right there and makes the first down.
That's the same player that dropped the swing pass a while ago. First down from the 39 of LSU. Tide marching along here. Big fullback Turner gets inside the 35 to about the 33. When you start picking up 6-7 yards on first down, running the ball, you're going to win the game.
Keith, the amazing thing to me is that Alabama's runs have been all right up the middle on trap plays. LSU defense charges across. As we look at the Southeastern Conference standings, this is the way they stand right now. As you can see, 3 teams tied for the lead. But Keith, they're going right up the middle, trapping the LSU defenders to trying to slow down their pass rush.
Doug Allen comes into the backfield now for Alabama. The ball goes to Jelks, gets a block on the corner, pops it outside, great speed, he's gone. Touchdown, Alabama.
The key to that play was the block by Bell, the wide receiver, Keith. He did a magnificent job of blocking the quarterback. Here's the block we were talking about. Bell, the wide receiver. Tremendous receiver, but watch what good receivers do when the running play is called. He screens right here, 2 men or 3 men right there. He blocks 2 and screens Guidry, allowing Jelks to go for the touchdown. Great play by Bell, the wide receiver.
And the extra point try now by Van Tiffin out of Larry Abney's hold. It is good. At 7 minutes and 57 seconds to play in the first quarter, Alabama's Gene Jelks goes 34 for the TD. It is obviously a capacity crowd at Tiger Stadium. We don't know the exact count yet, but it's going to be 78,000 in that neighborhood. Penn State now out 17-10, adding a field goal to their halftime lead. Alabama looking at 3rd down and 6. The ball is on the LSU 37-yard line as we start the second quarter. Mike Schuler hit by Brooks. Michael Brooks was left uncovered, and he came thundering in to deck Schuler with authority.
Michael Brooks lines up outside of the tackle, and as Keith mentioned, he comes untouched. What LSU did is rush more people than Alabama left in the block for them, and Brooks comes right from behind and sacks Schuler. First time in 4 ball games.
Kick is down to the 7 where it is dropped by Norman Jefferson, and he has to cover the ball. 40-yard punt.
Look at these stats. All Alabama in the first quarter. You can see the total yards, 138. I think it's significant that LSU's 3rd in the nation, allowing only 84 yards rushing per game. In the first quarter, Alabama exceeded that by 3 yards.
I was mentioning punt blocking a while ago, and a young fellow who's a graduate assistant over here at LSU under Bill Arnsparger is Joe Wessel, who was Bobby Bowden's designated punt blocker last year at Florida State. I saw him yesterday. Maryland's gotten out to a 7-0 lead over Miami, and Arkansas and Baylor scoreless in the second quarter. It's Sam Martin now, and Garland Jean-Baptiste in the backfield. Jean-Baptiste is the fullback, and Martin the deep man, and Sam's got the ball, and he can fly. Oh, I mean, you give him a crack, and it's see you later. 170-pound sophomore from New Orleans.
Keith, it's a surprise to me that they would put Martin in the ball game, because with Hilliard and James, they have one of the finest tandems in college football. But here Martin, just a sophomore, shows great awareness by starting inside, setting up his blocks, and breaking outside for the game.
He picked up about 7 yards up to the 15. It's 2nd down and a short 3. Well, he is the heir apparent to the job of Dalton Hilliard when Hilliard leaves, but there is one of the things that he does not have that Hilliard does. Kurt Jarvis, the big nose guard, able to bring him down with one arm, whereas if it had been Hilliard, perhaps, with his quickness of feet, he might have ducked away from him.
LSU offense has struggled all year long, except, as Keith mentioned, in the Vanderbilt game. We've mentioned that they need success early if they're going to gain that confidence. Success is so easy once you believe. LSU does not believe right now.
It's 3rd down and 4 as Wickersham shovels the ball away, and the ball bounces off the ground, so it'll go as an incomplete forward pass, and Wickersham had a lot of company on this play.
Jarvis, yes, Keith Jarvis, number 95, comes close to intercepting. Watch number 95. The ball is thrown and hits him right in the stomach, but he's a nose guard. I'm not supposed to catch that ball like that. Just an incomplete pass.
And now Keith Murray, the freshman, has some real heat. He's standing on his goal line. And Al Bell is Bell's back too far.
But they've got one man lined up short in case Murray does kick it pulley as he did the first 2 times.
Al Bell does like to catch the ball on punt returns on the dead run. He has great speed. And Alabama does not show block. They're looking for some return here. The ball is up the field and caught by Bell. And he gets a little bit of help. It is Greg Richardson, number 17, that dropped back to get it. Greg Richardson, 37-yard punt, and Greg got a yard return. In talking with Alabama coach Ray Perkins yesterday, he did not voice any concern over the impact of the crowd on Mike Shula.
You know, I'm certain that Mike Shula will do very well. There'll be some crowd noise, and it might, you know, we might have to come out from under the center and stop it for a minute. But 2 years ago down here, we didn't have that problem, and hopefully we won't have that problem. But I'm not worried about how Mike Shula will react at all.
You normally don't have the problem when your team is leading and Alabama's on top right now, 7-0. So you get down around that inside that 10-yard line, and the home folks will get on your case pretty good. Midfield is Alabama's starting point. Field position. Field position. So important. This is Jelks. Block on the corner for Jelks. And a solid collision just over the LSU 45 as he runs into Toby Caston, a junior backer inside from Monroe, Louisiana.
Number 74, Mike Rose is a freshman tackle. He's pulling and blocking Brooks out. Michael gets blocked and held and everything else. And Jelks very wisely cuts back inside for the nice gain. Brooks had no chance to make the play.
Do you think that fellow Rose has got a future in football?
Just a freshman. He and Jelks, by the way, played on the same high school team.
Must have been a holy terror. Jelks has run for 61 yards in the game so far and picked up 30-pound pass receiving. He totals 91 already. And here he goes again for an Alabama first down to about the 36-yard line. Nicky Hazard brought him down, making the tackle for the Bengals.
Alabama continues to trap the LSU linemen, meaning that they let them across the line of scrimmage and block them from the side and opening up the hole. 8 for 70, Keith, and LSU had been allowing the other opponents only 84 yards a game. You can see the effectiveness of this Alabama offense.
First down for the Tide, just short of the 36. Check off. Jelks coming this way. Get a gopher hole, slowed himself down. He tried to cut back and didn't get a good grip on the grass turf, so he didn't have that sharp cutback, but still picks up close to 4 yards.
Good backs, Keith, when they run into the designated area and there's nothing there, the good ones have that vision and break to the outside. Instead of no gain, it's 4.
And Florida whipped today by the Georgia Bulldogs in Jacksonville. First loss in his career as a head coach for Galen Hall. Jelks goes in motion, leaving Turner, the lone remaining back, and Craig's got the ball. Ducks away from a linebacker. He dodged Sean Burks when Burks looked like he had him in his sights, and he's close to a first down. They're going to mark him short of it, however.
Turner is, the fullback, is the big surprise for him. Keith, I'd mentioned earlier he'd caught 19 passes coming into this ball game, and he's rushed for 364 yards. So he's had a good season.
In Paul Bryant's last year at Alabama, Craig was the designated scorer. He'd come in on short yardage plays around the goal line and almost always delivered, and he is just short of that first down.
Keith, going back to Bear Bryant's year, Craig scored 12 touchdowns as a designated scorer. Here's Bell, number 1. See what he does on Rahaj. Wow.
What Rahaj does on Bell.
Yes. Rahaj put his hand and hit him right in the face. Obviously, that would be a penalty if the officials had seen it. Any blow to the head is illegal.
Third down at about a half a yard, and Mike Bobo is in with Craig Turner. Turner is the beat man.
Here's the crowd noise.
Turner dives over the 25, close to the 24, and it's first down Tide.
Keith, that was an Olympic dive. Turner just took off and looked like he was floating through thin air and made the first down. But you can see just how important Craig Turner has been, those numbers indicate that when you have a fullback that can run and catch the ball, a good blocker, very dependable man to have on your football team.
Alabama sitting with the ball, controlling the ball, eating up the time, leading 7-0. We're in the second quarter, 10-11 to go in the first half. Turner again hit hard right at the point where he received the ball, but shakes it off and picks up 2. Michael Brooks looked like the man that brought him down, but one of those interior linemen whacked him just as he got the ball.
Alabama offensive line is winning the battles. 9 first downs so far to 1. Penn State continues to add on to their lead, now by 14 points.
Notre Dame won big today, so the Irish will be at State College Beaver Stadium next Saturday.
It's going to be a pretty good struggle with Georgia winning over Florida, playing Auburn next week.
Yes, sir. Second down, 8. Shula, little delay, gives to Jelks. Finds some room in the middle. Number 77 got a piece of him as he went by. Roland Barbet and Carl Wilson, number 72, were both there. One of the calmest men on the sideline anywhere.
You can see this. Bill Arnsberger was assistant coach for the Baltimore Colts when Ray Perkins was a player. Another oddity is that both of them were head coaches of the New York Giants at one time. Early 70s for Arnsberger, the late 70s, early 80s for Perkins.
It's 3rd down and 4 now for Alabama. All at the 18 of LSU. Shula's down. Finally fighting his way through, Michael Brooks. Came from the inside and gets Shula back at the 29, and here comes the kicking tee in the hands of Van Tippett.
Perfect coverage by the LSU secondary. Shula had no one to throw to, so he keeps the ball still concentrating on Ray Mike to dump the ball off and avoid the loss, but Brooks was too quick for him and made the sack.
This is a man-sized field goal try by Tippett, 46 yards. He's 6 out of 10 between 40 and 50. Nails it. Might be left, and it is. So he hooked it left and missed it. LSU will get a lift from that. At 8:01 to go in the first half. The LSU defense does its job. They turn Alabama away. The sack by Brooks, the big play in that stand, and now the offense is given decent field position at the 29-yard line. First down with James and Hilliard lined up behind Wickersham. Ball goes to Hilliard, and Dalton takes it over the left side to about the 32. Give him 3 on that carry.
I would look for LSU to start running the football and trying to pin the Alabama defense down. Good passing results after you've made some good yardage running the football. And Dalton, Hilliard, and James are outstanding runners. Let's see if they can give them a chance to make some yards.
The one-time James carry, he picked up big yardage. They go back to Hilliard with it and gets no help on the corner. Flying body, wrapped in uniform number 57, Randy Rockwell makes the hit.
You can see just how outstanding Dalton Hilliard is. He's the 6th runner of all time in the Southeastern Conference, and it won't be long before he'll be number 5 ahead of James Brooks.
May not be today, though.
Well, he has had only one good game in 3 against Alabama. Last year he had 80 yards. The other 2 years, very ineffective.
LSU's run 10 times for 22 yards so far. Here's Wickersham rolling out. He's got protectors over there, but he doesn't have much to throw to, so he takes off the other way. And gets collision by number 15, Lydell Mitchell, who is an outside linebacker.
Once again, Wickersham is moving out of the pocket to throw the ball. Bennett, number 97, is the great pass rusher. Let's see the battle we've got going here. Gore, number 63, is the only returning starter. And now it takes another blocker to move him out of the play. Hilliard is helping on the play.
Yeah, but by now the play's gone the other way, so he did his job anyway, didn't he?
He turned the play back inside. Correct.
Sam Martin, tailback now. Craig Rathchick blocking back. Martin. I tell you, he can be exciting. That's one of the big runs of the ball game for LSU as he moves it up to the 48-yard line.
offense is so much confidence, Keith, and LSU has not had much success. And, well, that's a surprise with Maryland leading Miami. LSU needs to get something going to stay in this football game. Offense, carry their side, their weight in the game.
Second down and 3. Goes Martin again. He's got his first down as he hits the Alabama 44.
Martin showed some quickness on that last play, Keith. Once he broke the line of scrimmage, you can see he wants to stay in there. Here Martin shows some real speed, cutting back outside. Now watch him cut back and lower his shoulder and try to make extra yardage.
He's reckless. He's a reckless runner. Exciting. It's like he's risking his body on every carry, doesn't it?
What it takes, Keith.
Right. First down on the 44 of Alabama. LSU's first real move of the ball game. Martin again trying to go outside. Shakes a man. Can't shake number 58, though. Wayne Davis got him. The junior from Gordo, Alabama.
Davis leads the Alabama team in tackles. He's tall, Keith, has great range and speed to play the running game, and then he has that quickness to back up and play the passes.
There was a loss of about 3 yards on the play, and the guy that made it work really was, I guess it was Jarvis that came popping out of the middle, missed him in the backfield, but forced him deep.
That's the name of defense. Force them to run the arc wide, and others will get there.
Run the hump. Second down, about 13. Wickersham looking downfield, hit just as he throws, and it is incomplete. Big number 78, John Hand, is there. So is Larry Roberts, number 87.
Alabama believes that even though you don't sack the quarterback, Keith, they want to obstruct his view, and they can with Hand, who is so tall. Wickersham right now is 1 for 7 for 3 yards.
And there's 4:22 to go in the first half, with Alabama leading 7-0. And LSU looking at third down and 13. On the throw. Ball's got some zip on it. It's caught right at the 35-yard line. Pulled in by Wendell Davis, the 185-pounder from Shreveport.
This reception will still leave LSU 1 yard short of the first down. Since it was a bootleg fake in the backfield, it left the coverage 1-on-1, and Robinson was there just a little bit too late, but still going to be 4th and 1.
You almost got that face mask, though.
That would have given a penalty in the first down. Big play for LSU on 4th down. They're more of an east-west team, running team.
Got Hilliard and James in there now. And they send James in motion, give it to Hilliard on 4th and 1, and Dalton has the first down. Fights his way down to about the Alabama 33. So the Tigers keep it alive, gambling on 4th and 1.
Hazard, the right offensive tackle, and Andrews, the right end, making the key blocks that let Hilliard make the first down.
I remember when Hazard came over here as a freshman. A great, big, old, strong, big frame fella. He's beefed up some more, but they figured right from the outset he was going to be a good one, and he has been. Wickersham pops it down the middle, goes to his tight end, Mitch Andrews. And Andrews, who has been a good pass receiver, he doesn't see the ball a whole lot of times, but has many times delivered the big play for the Tigers, and he does again.
That was his 15th catch of the season, Keith. You're right. The best pass to throw against linebackers is right over the middle to the tight end, trying to split the linebackers, and Andrews was in perfect position for the reception.
They're just short of their first down. Mitch is from Houma, Louisiana. I guess they still drag race in Houma, don't they? Been there a few times.
I've been there recruiting, Keith. We've had some good football players all through the years.
Craig Rathjen, primarily a blocking back, though I have seen him pop that ball up the middle and turn in some big runs. Second down and very, very short. About a foot. They go to Hilliard. There's your first down. And then some, as he gets down close to the 10-yard line of Alabama.
This is what LSU needed to do. Establish some running game. Make the Alabama defense stay there. Good block by Rathjen as Hilliard breaks into the secondary, and he's tough to get down. Protects that football as he gets close to the goal line, knowing he's going to get hit from all directions.
That's the longest play of the ball game offensively for the Tigers. 12-yard gain by Dalton Hilliard. Now they go back to the I formation with first down at the Alabama 11. 2:58 to go first half. Hilliard again. Look how quick he is. Look at those feet. He started left, nothing there. Back to the right, didn't like that. Cut it right back into the middle and moved the ball down to about the 7-yard line.
Hilliard keeps those feet close to the ground, which gives him that cutting ability. He's outstanding. It's just a jitterbug as he goes through the line. He's coming out now. He's a little bit tired.
All great running backs, skaters.
Yes, it gives them a better chance to cut. Those long striders, they get started, but they cannot cut quickly as they need to.
Sam Martin is back in at the tailback. Rolled out by Wickersham. Going to keep it. Penalty flag is on the ground as Wickersham gets down to about the 4-yard line. They've got to go to the 1 to get the first down, but you've got a big yellow flag lying on the grass.
LSU has gone to the I formation, a two-back offense. They have not used that this year to any great degree, mostly a single-back offense. This is a surprise, gives them a little more running power. Probably the reason they're using it.
Illegal motion against LSU. It's going to back them up 5.
LSU has only thrown 2 touchdown passes this year, one only by Wickersham, the quarterback. Now they're in a passing situation.
On the line of scrimmage, 5 yards, still second down.
Hilliard is back in the lineup for the Tigers. Ball has come back now to the 12, where it is second down, 11. Hilliard's got it. There he goes. Ooh, did he take a crack? At inside backer, I believe it was Davis, Joe Godwin. Joe Godwin stood him up.
Linebackers can punish the ball carrier in this part of the field. Hilliard starts wide, but he's an excellent cutback runner. He thinks he sees a little crack right there. And Godwin, number 90, stands him up and turns him back away from the goal line.
Ball reaches the 9, where it is third down for LSU. This is the 14th play of this possession. It's 3rd and 8 for the first down. 3rd and 9 for the touchdown. Roll left, Wickersham. Got a man in the end zone. Knocked down. Oh, my goodness. John Hand, number 78. Big John, all 6'7", 275 pounds. You can't throw it through a barrier that size. And he had number 1 all alone in the end zone, Darrell Owen.
Owen is open. Wickersham sees him, and I believe if Wickersham had used a little better judgment, he could have floated the ball right to him for the touchdown. He's wide open. But instead, he tried to line drive it. As Keith said, you cannot throw it through a body 6'7", 275.
26-yard field goal try by Ron Lewis. Got it up. And he missed it. He missed it from 26 yards. Let's see if they unroll something new. Doug Allen and Bobby Humphrey are the backs. Humphrey with the ball, pops it over the right side, gets it out to the 30. They're going to mark him just short of the 30, so it won't be a first down. And the clock will keep ticking away. Well, Humphrey does not get the first down, and that's probably going to do it for the first half of play. You've got about 24 seconds. Now 20 seconds to go in the first half. And Alabama's leading by a score of 7-0, and now seemingly content to let the clock run down.
It's been a good defensive struggle, something that we kind of anticipated, Keith. Both teams' defense overshadowing the offense. One long drive by Shula was the key.
And that'll do it. As the final seconds tick away, the two teams head for the clubhouse.
back here at LSU with Bill Arnsparker, the head coach of the Tigers. And first of all, your defense played tremendously, held up in some tough situations.
We've got to just play better defensively, and we've got to get something out of our drive. We had a good drive in the second quarter, but again, we came up with no points, and that's what's been our problem, and we just got to go back and get it going again and get some points. Because
how much does it hurt them confidence-wise? You go for a big 4th and 1, you make it, could be the biggest play if you score.
It's over. We just forget about it. It's what's ahead's what's important.
Okay, thank you. All right, back up to you, Keith.
And we're ready to kick off with Van Tiffin kicking it to LSU. The Tigers have Sam Martin and Gary James both deep now to return this kickoff from Tiffin. And the sun is bright on the upper reaches of the stadium, but the entire field now is in shadow. Alabama 7-0, and here's the ball floating to Martin. A yard, maybe 2 yards deep in the end zone. Look out! The kicker, Van Tiffin, brought him down. Otherwise, it's a tie ball game probably. Tiffin got him up at the 43, a 43-yard return.
This is the perfect way to return a kickoff. You see a little bitty crack, and you put the afterburner on, and you split the defensive men. Now the great play here by Van Tiffin, the kicker. Keith, not many kickers could have gotten Martin down on that occasion. Great play.
He can run, that kid. Whew. Back goes Wickersham on first down. Shoots it to Mitch Andrews, the tight end, and he's down just over midfield. And so LSU starting out to test the Tide defense. John Hand, the big first half, down lineman. Kurt Jarvis, nose guard for the Tide at 265. Brent Soule, the tackle, at 255. Linebackers are Cornelius Bennett, 6'4", 215. Wayne Davis, 6'4", 210. Joe Godwin, 6'2", 215. And Randy Rockwell, the little one, 6'3", and 189. Second down and about 2 for LSU. So they start out with a bang here in the second half. Give it to Gary James, and he breaks it, and he's gone. Touchdown, Tigers. How do you do? We got a ball game. Lewis for the extra point that'll tie. Got it.
Lightning has struck. A little misdirection play. And James pops the line of scrimmage, and he is gone. He runs right between the defensive safety man and the halfback. He's the fastest player on the LSU team, and he goes in for the touchdown, and the game is tied up.
The longest play of the season for LSU. 49-yard touchdown run by Gary James, and we're tied at 7, and the Tigers came out with some grit in their gizzard, and I wonder who the orator was at halftime. He ought to go on the road.
Well, LSU, they missed that scoring opportunity and they gained a little confidence by moving the length of the field against Alabama. They came out and showed them what they could do. Big confidence build of that touchdown.
Ron Lewis kicks off. Humphrey drifting under it. There'll be no return of this one. First down, tied at 20. Open up with Jelks and Turner behind Shula, and Jelks with the ball is wackoed by Ron Sancho, outside backer, a redshirt freshman. Roland Barbet, one of the 3 big guys down, 255. Henry Taylor, the nose guard, 255. And Tommy Clapp at 260. Ron Sancho, who just made that last tackle, 220, 6'2". Inside backer is Sean Burks at 220 pounds. Toby Keston at 220. And Michael Brooks at 230 pounds. And the crowd is back in the ball game. Shula gives on a little delay to Jelks, gets outside. And does something with it. He had to run all the way across the field, and finally, as he neared the boundary, he was able to turn it up and pick up 4. Kevin Guidry, a cornerback for LSU. Norman Jefferson is the other corner, 180-pounder. The safety, strong safety, is Steve Rehage, 185, and Chris Carrier, the free safety, at 6'5" and 205. It is third down and about 2 for Alabama. 13:20 to go, third quarter. Shula gives it to Turner, and he will have the first down. One of the most important things in baseball, after your team has scored to take a lead or holds the lead, the most important thing is for the pitcher to shut him out. Same applies in football. The most important thing for a defensive unit is to stop the other offense from picking up very much real estate. But Alabama was able to whittle away here and get a first down, 12 yards in 3 plays after LSU had scored.
Here the drive, LSU's drive, just 2 plays for the touchdown.
49-yarder by Gary James. Here goes Jelks again, caught behind the line of scrimmage by Ron Sancho. That redshirt freshman, 6'2", 220. Jelks never had a chance. That was a mismatch. Gene weighs 170.
Jelks was trying to go outside. The play is designed to go off tackle, but now Jelks goes outside. Sancho was not blocked, number 52, and he just lassos Jelks, and with some help from a teammate, throws him to the ground for the loss.
And it's a loss of about 3 yards, so it'll be second down, 13.
LSU needed a big defensive play there, Keith, and they got it from their redshirt freshman.
Greg Richardson is wide to the bottom of the picture. Greg has not seen the ball at the end of the pass today. Shula back to throw, looks at it. Nope, gives it away to Jelks. And Jelks is hit behind the line of scrimmage. Sean Burks, number 57, the inside backer, and leading tackler for the Tigers, got there first.
Good safe play, the shovel pass, but it doesn't work. Burks, number 57, diagnosed the play beautifully. Watch him to the left of your screen. He's going to fire through there and tackle the ball carrier for the loss. Again, nice third and big yardage, and Shula had better be careful because there's been no turnovers this ball game so far, Keith.
3rd and 17 for the Tide.
Double coverage everywhere by the...
They go back to Jelks. Will not get his first down. He's belted out at just about the original line of scrimmage, up around the 33, and Chris Moore comes on the punt.
Here are the numbers. The Georgia-Florida game, upset by Georgia, number 1 Florida losing. Tim Worley, just a freshman, leading the Bulldogs. Jamie Holloway, quarterback. Quarterback's having a good day.
Moore gets his kick out of there, and it's a long, low driving kick that gives some room to Norm Jefferson. Good blocking downfield. They line him up with James and Hilliard in the backfield. Goes to Hilliard. Well, they carve another hole. Dalton Hilliard moves from the 18 to the 24 for 6 yards.
Keith, it's amazing what happens when you have a little success on offense. You fire up your defense, you fire up the fans, and you gain some confidence with yourself, and you get to play a lot better football. That's what we're seeing right now with LSU.
It'll be second down and 4 for the Tigers. 7-7 ball game. James is out, rather, and Craig Rathjen comes in now as they go back to the I formation. Hilliard around the corner, loses his helmet, and penalty flags fly on it. That'll be a face mask call on Larry Roberts. He reached for him and he got the hat. And Hilliard looked like he had his first down anyway, but they'll tack on some here as a result of the hat flying off.
If it's incidental, the penalty will be 5 yards. If it's twisting, grabbing, or turning, it's 15-yard penalty. We'll just have to wait and see the interpretation of the officials.
That'll be the first Alabama penalty in the ball game.
Here's the penalty, number 87, Roberts. The reason we have this penalty is to protect the players. That's so dangerous because when you twist his head like that, that's not incidental. I can see why the LSU fans, good gracious, that's not incidental. Turning, twisting, and grabbing is 15 yards. By the rule book, that is.
Tigers move out to the 33 where it's a first down, and Gary James is back in, double wide top, and Wickersham sets the throw, pumps it once, goes deep with it. He's got a man wide open. Wendell Davis, touchdown. Wendell Davis, 67 yards as Wickersham rolled it out, sending the speedster deep. Alabama defensive back bit on the rollout, and Davis walked home. And it's 14-7 LSU with 10-12 to go in the third quarter.
A little misdirection. Fake to hit it coming back the other way, and all I could see was Davis puts a great fake on Robinson, number 21. Busted coverage, a glaring mistake. One thing you don't do is bust the bust the play on a deep pass, but they did, and it's a touchdown.
Well, the Tigers got the elephant under right now. LSU in the second half, two big plays. A 49-yard run by Gary James to tie it at 7, and now a 67-yard pass from Wickersham to Davis. And the Bayou Bengals have the lead 14-7. Low driving kick is taken down around the 2-yard line by Sean Lee, a defensive back. And Lee comes out to about the 18. Another look now at the LSU touchdown that puts them ahead.
Misdirection in the backfield, Keith, often distorts the coverage, and that's what happened as Alabama made a glaring mistake. No one covered deep into the boundary. Robinson was up close, and so was the safety man Kendrick, and you can see how wide open. That's as far behind a defensive back as we've seen all season long. And
that is the longest play of the season for LSU. Doug Allen and Bobby Humphrey now lined up in the backfield. This is Allen, his first carry of the ball game, and he moves from the 19 to near the 24 for about a 5-yard pickup. In the first quarter, Alabama went out in front on its second possession with Jelks running 34 yards on a sweep right. Good cut on it, and the second quarter was scoreless. LSU had a chance but were turned away when Ron Lewis missed a field goal near the halftime. But the Tigers have come out roaring in the third quarter. Second down, call it 6. And into the middle goes Doug Allen with his second successive carry, and he's out to about the 29. So he is close to a first down. Sean Burks limping off the field, but it was Burks who made the hit on that last play.
Burks has been the leading tackler, number 57 for LSU for 2 years, and is also leading tackler this year. Number 57 is a trap play right up the middle. Let's see how he gets hurt on the play. Well, he just got hurt on the tackle. He put that left shoulder into Allen, and guess he stung the shoulder and had to come out of the ball game.
Got another LSU man down out on the field. That is Darrell Phillips, number 62, playing nose guard, a 230-pound redshirt freshman from Franklin, Louisiana.
Nose guard's playing right over the center, and I think we can probably tell how he gets hurt. That's a dangerous position because you're getting blocked from all angles. Number 62, he trips over the Alabama tackle and hurts his knee.
First down right now for the Tide. Ball out at the 29-yard line. They run a reverse with Al Bell carrying. Splits the two defenders, and one man got him. Boy, if he gets one more step and gets by the pincers, he's gone. But he didn't. Norman Jefferson, number 12.
I think Bell and Jelks kind of mishandled the exchange, and here's the play earlier where both LSU men get hurt. Number 62 is being blocked by Neighbors, number 54. And then here's how 57 gets hurt. I think he gets hurt his shoulder.
Second down and 7 now for Alabama. The football is up at the 32-yard line as Shula drops to throw. Shoots it. And that pass is no good. The pass intended for Thornton Chandler. Chandler trying to make a tough catch in between two defenders. And they're tending now to Phillips, the injured nose guard. It was Thornton Chandler that had 2 drops against Penn State on plays that could have made that a different decision.
Keith, the nose guard, I think, has more injuries than any other position on defense simply because they get blocked from the side, either left or right, as they line up over the center. They're so susceptible to injury.
Third down is Bobby Humphries in the backfield now for Alabama. Third down and close to 7 yards.
LSU still defending, Keith, rushing 3 or 4.
Now Shula pulls it down and takes off, and he will not get his first down. He got the ball up to about the 35, but there were 2 linebackers just holding their ground, staying at home, and Sean Burks, who had returned on the previous play, nailed him.
The linebackers drop deep, Keith, on the pass when the quarterback runs up the middle. They react and come up, and Burks did that to perfection, preventing Shula from making the first down.
Chris Moore to punt. Not a very good kick in that it is a low driving kick, and again gives the return man, this time Darrell Owens, some room to run. And run he does, all the way back out to about the 37-yard line. A 45-yard punt. Moore's punts today have all had distance, but they've had no hang time.
Back at Tiger Stadium here behind the LSU bench. They are still working on Darrell Phillips, the nose guard for LSU. The doctors have just told me it is a bruised nerve on the outside of his knee. They don't think it is very serious. It certainly did hurt, and that's why Phillips came out. But they think that the pain should subside and that he may come back into the ball game. We'll get an update a little bit later.
And so the Tigers start from their own 37, leading 14-7 with 7:35 to play. And they try to take it inside with Hilliard carrying, and there's a whole bunch of white shirts hovering over him.
Alabama has been in this position before. They're traditionally a winning football program. They know what it is to play when they're behind. As we look at Bill Arnsparger and the great job that he has done since he left the Miami Dolphins as a defensive coach and coming to LSU as the head coach.
2nd down and 8 for the Tigers. James. I'll tell you, Gary's having a big day. He hasn't carried all that many times. He's primarily been a receiver and a blocking back, but today he's having a big day.
Look at what LSU has done offensively today. The big plays have been the difference. The longest run of the year and the longest pass of the year, both resulting in touchdowns and putting LSU ahead. Longest in kickoff return. A lot of plays.
3rd down and 3. James got it again. Penalty flag this time as James breaks it. And Gary goes down inside the 25, out of bounds at the 22, but there's a penalty flag way back upfield, and I think it's holding.
Keith, it's the same play as it is holding, but it's the same play that James scored the long touchdown on. It's a little bit of a misdirection with the key block being made by Hilliard of all people on the linebacker, and then James turning it on.
So they lose a 34-yard run by Gary James on the holding call. So it turns out to be a 44-yard loss for him.
That's the same play, Keith. I wondered when they was going to come back and repeat the play that they'd scored on. They did it perfectly, but the holding penalty cost them.
Offensive team holding, 10-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Joe's been working on his inflection. He used to be so matter-of-fact about it, but goodness sakes, he's got some vivacity in that delivery today. Well, Tennessee winning today, and Volunteers are very, very much in the Sugar Bowl hunt. Hilliard and Sam Martin in the backfield right now. And Wickersham rolls to throw. Goes big with it. Batted up in the air and batted out of bounds defensively by Freddie Robinson. Darrell Owens, the man over there in the neighborhood, but that ball was too high. And what Robinson was trying to do was bat it up so a trailing teammate could pick it off.
How costly can penalties be? 44 yards and in scoring position. Instead, the penalty moves them back. Now they're having to punt the ball.
To Greg Richardson, who is deep for Alabama, and all this noise about Keith Murray coming into this game. He got that long roll on his first punt. 30 yards in the air and 25 yards on the ground, roughly, and since then he's been doing just fine. go after him, and he gets it out of there. And again, it's a pretty good kick. Richardson at the 25. In this quarter, LSU has gone for 147 yards. Alabama only 33. The game has turned around, folks. Back goes Schuler to throw it. Throws out a little swing pass out there that Jelk pulls in. Should have left it alone. He'd have been better off because he loses 2 yards on the play.
The coaching theory about the LSU defense, if you play one defense, you improve as the game goes along. You get better and better, and that's what LSU is doing as they go and play that same defense, and they've poured it on the Alabama offense right now.
Second down and 12. Al Bell hasn't caught a ball today, has he? He caught one. That time Schuler tried to get it to him, and with some pressure on him, threw the ball over Bell's head, and he had it. Bell was available.
Yeah, LSU, Keith, just doing the basic things in football. Rushing 3 or 4 men, dropping the linebackers, playing a 3-deep secondary, meaning that we're going to give you something short, nothing deep. That's their strategy, and it has worked beautifully.
Darrell Phillips just checked back into the ball game, so he's rubbed the pain out of the knee, and he's back in there. And it's third down and 12 for Alabama. Schuler's pass to Bell up to close to the 40. That is short of the first down. Boy, he took a lick from Kevin Guidry because Guidry wasn't going to give him a single inch up the field. Watch this hit on Bell as he makes the catch.
The name of pass defense, breaking on the ball, timing it, covering deep, and then coming up forward and holding the game to a minimum. Guidry was a halfback, and he put the shoulder pad right in there and knocked Bell down.
And Chris Moore, who has been kicking long but low, he gets well, he didn't get all of that one. And it is taken by Jefferson back on the 19, and Norman wiggles his way back up to about the 28-yard line. That was a 40-yard punt. So Chris Moore is getting shorter as the day goes on.
Tim Brandt down here behind the Alabama bench, and I want to give you an update, please, on Randy Rockwell, the weak side linebacker for Alabama. He did not get hit. He twisted his knee, and his cleats got caught in the grass. They have taped the knee. He is okay. Now, Rockwell is only 189 pounds, and I know that concerns a lot of people. They say he's not big enough to play. I played that spot at 218, and I would have rather been his speed at 189, Keith.
I can understand why. He's quick. All right, we start the fourth quarter as Chris Moore punts, and still he doesn't get the kind of hang time we've been seeing him produce. And it's going to produce good field position for LSU as Jefferson took it back at the 32 and brought it back to about the 36. 43-yard punt. The top 10 today reflected there. Penn State winning. Nebraska winning. Ohio State won. Air Force has won. Ooh, 45-7 for the Falcons. Oklahoma won big. Iowa won big. Miami tied 13-13. Baylor winning 14-6. Michigan won big. A lot of mismatches today. Wickersham throws in a crowd and produces a completion with his tight end Mitch Andrews. Up about the 44.
LSU have been very diversified on first down, Keith. They've been running some short passes, some misdirection, a bootleg, and they have really caught Alabama out of place.
Rockwell came in for that play and now leaves. Mitchell replaces him.
The third quarter statistics belong to LSU. 193 yards total offense in that one quarter alone, and 7 first downs to 2 for Alabama in the third quarter.
Second down and 3 for the Tigers. Here goes Gary James. Fumbles the football. Alabama's got it. If they don't call him down. And they're going to call him down.
The ground cannot cause the fumble. It appeared from here, Keith, that James, when he hit the ground, the ball, and he seems to be bunged up a little bit on the play, the ball came out when he hit the ground. Let's see if we notice carefully exactly what happened. James is an outside runner. Starts wide, now he cuts back, and then he's going to head for that boundary where he can use the great speed that he has. Nope. The ball was fumbled before he was down. In fact, his shoulders were on the back of the Alabama receiver right there.
That's Wayne Davis making the tackle.
Left knee could have been down there, Keith. Very close call either way.
Gary's coming off now, walking off, seems to be okay. He's had 4 carries for 78 yards today. And the ball is near the Alabama 40, where it's a first down for LSU.
His most yardage against Alabama in 3 previous seasons was 18 total, Keith, so he's happy today.
This is Martin. Actually caught his foot and tripped over John Hazard, his own offensive tackle.
I'm really impressed with the LSU offense using these misdirection plays. Somehow they decided that Alabama pursues so quickly to the football on the first fake that the only way to make yards, run away from the first fake.
13:20 to play in the ball game. LSU leading 14-7 and starting to threaten again as Wickersham sets to throw. Wants to go for Davis deep. Does. And overthrows. Probably threw that one away, though he might have given it a little more comfort margin. Third down. 6. Little mix-up as Hilliard and Wickersham ran together, and by the time Dalton had control of it, John Hand and company were there.
But young Bart Weiss, the quarterback for Air Force, has had a great season, and he's a threat anytime.
Here's the punt by Murray. Trying to kill it deep, but knocks it through the end zone. And Alabama will come out to their 20 after a 40-yard punt. Time remaining, 12:24. The Alabama offense, if it does not produce something in this possession, is going to be between a rock and a hard place.
Well, Keith, Alabama had 7 first downs in the first quarter. They've had a total of 4 in the second and third quarter, so LSU is dominating the line of scrimmage right now.
Humphrey and Allen are the setbacks behind Shula. And Humphrey looking for somewhere to run. Doesn't find much. Maybe a yard. Well, if they don't produce something this time offensively, the next time they get the ball, unless LSU makes a mistake, time will be the decided ally for the Tigers. Because the way they have been able to control the ball in the second half.
LSU defense, in my impression, are getting stronger and stronger as the game goes along. They're reacting better and faster to the Alabama plays, and a good rush on Shula at quarterback.
Second down, about 9. They've controlled Al Bell today. Shula takes off and gets it up to the 25, so it'll be third down and 5 for Alabama. And again, they took Bell away from him.
Michael Brooks, number 94, having another great game. One of the best linebackers, most complete linebackers in America. He can drop off, he can rush, he can play the run. He goes right by Johnson, number 60. Now he cuts back inside, flushes Shula out of the pocket, and Shula's having a hard time. The rush is not sacking him more or less, but they're making him throw early or flushing him out of the pocket.
Now they double up with Bell and Richardson on the same side to the bottom of the screen. He's got Richardson. Greg makes the catch just beyond the marker, and Alabama will have 4 more snaps.
That was one of the critical plays of the ball game as far as Alabama was concerned. We expected Shula to go underneath and try to make the first down, which he does, and it's a good catch right here by number 17, Richardson. He's been tackled immediately by Guidry, number 27.
Give you an idea of how the LSU defense has taken away the wide people, the primary receivers. Alabama's completed only 2 passes to a wide man or the tight end today. They just don't give you anything back there. Had Chandler, the tight end, in motion. He looks for him, throws, and it is caught by Al Bell. And having the tight end, Chandler, drag underneath, opened the zone for Al Bell to go up and get the ball. And Shula took a lick from Michael Brooks.
Brooks was right on top of him, and he actually made contact with Shula while his arm was in the movement of throwing the ball, and the ball is just wobbling in there, and Bell catches it. Brooks, number 94, again, premier rusher. Rose, the freshman, going right around freshman Rose, and he gets a little piece of Shula, and the ball was in the air just enough to make the completion.
First down at the LSU 49 for the Tide. This time Humphrey goes in motion, and Shula's throwing. It's Bell, and it's caught at the LSU 22.
Keith, that's the best throw and catch of the day. The pass had to be perfectly thrown. Schuler's throwing the ball over the cornerback, Rahaj, number 7, and in front of the safety. Watch this timing of this play. Schuler's got to throw the ball before the receiver comes open. Now it's right over behind Rahaj, number 7, and watch the catch right there. Sensational by Al Bell, number 1.
Bell is out for a respite. Whitehurst is in replacing him. First down, Alabama, LSU 22. Shula gives it to Humphrey. Humphrey finds some room and gets inside the 15 near the 14. That's an 8-yard pickup. It'll be second down and 2.
2 successive passes. What do? You run the draw play, but look at these stats. The Tigers have allowed 14 points in the last 16 quarters.
But listen to this. They have not allowed a passing touchdown in 19 quarters.
Pretty good pass defense, I'd say.
Indeed.
In today's football where we have passing so widespread.
Second down, call it 2.5.
The pressure. That's too bad for Alabama.
5 yards right there.
Instead of second and 2, the immediate effect of this, Keith, is they could run, pass, do anything with second and 2 and have a first down close to the 10-yard line. Now they got to work for the first down, having second and 7. All these mistakes are penalties.
Illegal procedure, offensive team.
Penalties hurt you, Keith. They just take you right out of your game plan. Had some roll going. Now let's see what Shula wants to do. Perkins calls the plays himself. Right there, Ray Perkins, he calls them himself.
Well, they send Whitehurst and Richardson to the bottom of the screen.
LSU's going to rush a little bit this time instead of defend.
Second down and about 7. They pitch it to Humphrey. And Humphrey gets it back down to the 15, where it'll be third down and 3, roughly.
Humphrey made some yardage after he lost his blocking, Keith, on just second effort. He's not that big. As you know, he just a freshman, and he picked up 3 extra yards after he was hit by the LSU defenders.
Bell is back. He and Richardson now the wide people. Third and a good size 3 yards. And Shula, I think if Mike had just walked away from the snap, he might have gotten a little help there because the crowd was roaring, but instead he's called timeout. Well, they used to call them red elephants. They went away for a while, and then it came back. Now the elephant is the mascot. And they're up against it right here. Third down and 3, trailing 14-7. 7:57 to play in the game. The ball is on the LSU 15.
Single back offense, Keith. Must be going to throw it.
Nope. Oh, they should have.
Fumbled it. No, he called it down, Keith. The ground knocked the ball loose. Even though LSU recovered the ball.
Willie Bryant, a cornerback on the quick side, hit Doug Allen and turned him upside down.
The formation is 3 wide men outside and only a running back. And as Keith said, the cornerback is untouched. There's nobody there to block him since they didn't have a lead block.
Van Tiffin is missed today from 46 yards wide left, and now he's going to try one from 33. And the clock is running at 7:15 to play in the game.
Missed it, Keith.
So the Tiger Stadium crowd exults in the miss. The second in a row by Van Tiffin, who came in with some of the best credentials in the country in place kicking. And he's 0 for 2. He didn't get into it with authority, did he?
No, he didn't, Keith. He hit the wrong part of the ball. It didn't have near the velocity or the power that his balls usually have. Let's see if we can tell. You can see the reaction. He missed it good. It wasn't close. It was probably 10 yards to the right of the goalpost.
And LSU has it at their 21st down. Handed up inside to Dalton Hilliard, who is lining up in that I formation right now as a fullback. And Hilliard's going to have 6 yards on that carry.
Hilliard's not very big, you'd think, as a fullback, but he's so quick, so explosive that just gave him a little crack, and he's into the secondary. He's had an outstanding career at LSU.
I don't believe I've ever seen anybody with quicker feet. They're just flying.
They do, Keith. He is sensational. When he gets on open field, watch out. He'll score.
He's still in that fullback position. This time Gary James has the ball, and he's close to a first down, depending on the mark. He had to go to 30, and the linesman is standing right on the 30. First down Tigers at the 30. They give it again to Hilliard, this time for 3. Now their primary interest is just keep chewing away in small chunks. If something happens, big fine, whoopee. But the most important thing is to chew up the clock.
And hold on to the football. I don't believe we've had a fumble today. Hand number 78, big and strong. Used to be, Keith, we didn't see any defensive linemen at 6'7". They were always susceptible to the block, but not John Hand.
Wickersham goes to the air and bounces the ball behind Mitch Andrews, the tight end.
That stops the clock, and that's in Alabama's favor. The incomplete pass throws LSU in the long yardage.
He had pretty good protection. He just threw a bad ball.
He threw a bad ball, Keith. Andrews was open, too. He split the defensive back and safety man and had a little crease in there for the reception.
It is now 3rd down and 7.
3 wide receivers for LSU.
Alabama's going to get the ball back. Here's the place. Wickersham zips it again, throws the ball in front of the intended receiver, Wendell Davis. Davis was down on his knees up at the 45 and had a chance to make the catch, but Wickersham couldn't get it to him.
Davis was wide open. Single coverage. Robinson was covering deep. Davis had already gotten in behind the secondary twice. He had a big cushion. All Wickersham had to do was throw it.
Now Greg Richardson is the key man for Alabama. Keith Murray, the key man for LSU. 5:19 play at a 14-7 ball game. Tigers have the lead. Murray, no pressure. Good kick by Keith Murray. Runs Richardson back to the 23. And he comes back to the 31. There, Alabama will start. First down. It was a 44-yard punt for Murray, and he's improving with every kick. Van Tiffin has missed 2 field goals for the Tide. Alabama, with 5:07 to play in the game, starts first down at their 32. Mike Shula breaks out and gets a first down as he comes to the 43-yard line.
Shula's manner in the pocket is so improved over last year. Good rush by LSU. Steady pressure. Receivers covered. Mike has the awareness to sidestep the nose man, turn Thomas, and go for the first down.
Sean Burks brought him down, his 12th tackle of the game. Shula's throwing. Wants to throw. Now he takes off again and gets up to the 45, just over it. A pickup of a couple of yards on that play. LSU now, just on every play, they've got somebody in his face.
Not only they got somebody putting pressure on Shula, the quarterback, Keith, but they're double covering the wide receivers. They're not gambling. They're not blitzing. All they're doing is saying, we're going to double cover your receivers and put some rush, and let's see you throw the ball at double coverage. And that's what Shula is facing on virtually every down.
Whitehurst and Bell are in, with Jelks in motion, making him another wide receiver. So they've got 3 speedsters. The pass is thrown to Whitehurst on the LSU side of the field and dropped just inside the 47, close to the 46.
Brooks and
that's a first down.
Yeah, Brooks and Sancho both rush, opened up the 101 coverage first time, and so Whitehurst pushes deep. LSU defensive back giving him a big cushion at this part of the ball game. Whitehurst dives forward and makes the first down.
He's out there hitching up his britches, saying, "Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball."
He saw the 101 coverage and the big cushion by the defensive halfback.
3:40 to play in the game. First down, Alabama, LSU 46.
Now the double coverage.
Jelks, 3 blockers in front of him. Breaks it to the sidelines and goes out of bounds at the 35, killing the clock at 3:24 to play in the game.
When your receivers are covered down the field, you dump the ball off. It was double coverage. All of his receivers were covered, Keith. Shula again showing the poise and the confidence that he's had all year long. Dumps it off. Halfback makes a nice gain for the first down.
Greg Richardson replaces Whitehurst. Shula has hit 6 straight passes now and run for 1 key first down. Throws it away. He looked at Turner. He looked at Bell. He looked deep. He had Richardson down deep, but Greg had
2 or 3
people with 3 people with him. Yeah.
LSU covered the pass perfectly. Keith, the missed field goal by Van Tiffen is going to loom larger and larger should Alabama score. Alabama has lost 1 game in conference. Every team in the league has lost 1 game in conference. I don't believe he can go for the tie. I think he's got to go for 2, trying to get the Sugar Bowl bid. Tie, I don't believe would help him, although Georgia has a tie, which really leads into some strange
Well, Tennessee still has only 1 conference loss, though. They give it to Turner, and Turner trying to sneak in there into the pile and find some daylight, and he didn't find any. Got 2 yards.
Now it rests with the offensive line protecting Mike Shula. It's 3rd down and long. They've got to throw the ball. LSU, now Bill Arnsberger, this is his strength. What does he do? Defend all the receivers, double coverage, or try to put more pressure on Shula? Let's see.
Well, he's been defending, so why not keep it that way? I don't believe I'd mess with it.
He's rushing 4 and defending with 7.
Quarterback draw. First down.
What a gutty call that on 3rd and long. My hat's off to Ray Perkins. That is a sensational gutty cross-up call. And you can see the look on Arnsparker. What in the world happened? Look at the yardage right there. Evidently, they saw that LSU was giving them the middle on the play before, and Perkins called the play. Shula makes the first down on 3rd and long. Hey, Keith, that's gutty. That's gutty.
2 minutes and 30 seconds to play in a ball game. Shula under pressure, gets it off, throws it away. Okay, Mike Shula has been forced today by the LSU defense to run 10 times. He's been sacked 3 times, and he's thrown the ball away 4 times. Pretty good defensive effort.
LSU rushed only 3 men, Keith, and Thomas, the nose guard, put on a twist. He lined up over the center, went to the outside, and was one making Shula throw the ball away.
It is 2nd and 10 at the Tiger 22. They bring Bell back toward the ball. Penalty flag. Look out for that. Throw for Richardson. The ball is almost intercepted in the end zone. Greg Jackson had his hands on it and dropped it. Let's see about this yellow flag. Holding Alabama.
Well, it's 2nd and 10. It'll be 2nd and 20. They've got to, I think they should accept
the penalty. Move them back as far as you can.
Here, young Jackson has it on his hands and doesn't hold it. They could have had the ball at the 20.
LSU defense is just putting pressure.
Offensive team holding, 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Looks like Arkansas probably went for 2 since they've lost 1 game, and Baylor hadn't lost any on both the 1st and 2nd touchdowns.
2nd down and 20. Shula drops. His pass is away. Throws a knuckleball. Ball slid out of his hands. He did not have a good grip on it. I don't frankly know who he was throwing it to. Probably Bell. but the ball just flooded out of his hand.
Once again, LSU secondary are just doing an outstanding job of picking up the receivers, covering them both in front and in back of them. Shula has very little chance to get the ball into the receiver.
Third and 20, and the crowd is in it. Bell, too high. He had cut in front of the defender, Chris Carrier, had a shot at it, but the pass was too high, couldn't reach it.
Bell is just doing everything he can to get open. Pushing deep, now drifting across the middle. Gidry, number 27, was to cover him, and he is open right there. Carrier, the safety man, is coming in, but it had to be a perfect throw for the completion. Now Shula has no choice but to go deep since this is fourth down.
4th and 20. Ball game is in the balance right here. 1:59 to play. Bell, he's got it. Penalty flag is thrown. He's inside the 5-yard line at the 2, and let's see about the flag. It was thrown well downfield in the secondary. Let's see about the flag.
There was some collisions by the other receiver for Alabama and the defensive back.
Here's the call from Joe Hicks.
It's against LSU.
Holding by the defensive team. Decline. First down.
First and goal, Alabama at the LSU 2.
But if you've got a great receiver like Al Bell, who's already had 7 touchdown passes this year, let's see what they do. Number 7, Rahaj, has got a hold on. That's illegal right there.
That got the flag, too.
That got the flag and slowed him up just enough to catch the pass, I think, Keith. Otherwise, it would have been just a 5-yard penalty and first down. Certainly, you don't want to interfere on 4th down and 20, but look at 3 defensive men all around Bell. The concentration, the eye contact on the ball was sensational.
It's first down and goal at the 2 with Jelks and Turner in the lineup, and only a minute and a half to play in the ball game. They give it to Jelks. He wants to throw it. He throws it for Shula. Touchdown!
Can you believe that? Now they've got to decide, go for 2. I think they will.
Jelks has run off the field in his joy. They may want him back. Alabama will spend its last timeout right here to talk about the play they want to use, and it seems abundantly clear they will go for 2.
The reason, Keith, that they've already lost 1, the tie will not help them any. Throw back to the quarterback. The quarterback is just not one that you account for with your defense.
Yeah, but he
Look
catches
at
in
the
the crowd.
Oh, I know it. I was going to say, watch the ability of Shula, who stands 6'2". The pass was perfect. It had to be perfect. And he goes up and pulls the ball in for the touchdown. Wow.
Well, that was a play that Jerry Faust called against Air Force, and it blew up on him. But it worked for Ray Perkins today.
LSU was over anxious, which is what you expect from a team. They pitch the ball on 2nd down and 1. Jelks is a great runner. Get your defense over there and make the play. But oh my goodness.
All right, now I see number 19 coming out there on the field.
Both teams have been over on the bench talking to their. I guess Alabama feels that.
Well, I saw Abney come out, number 19, so I figured they were going to try something.
This really surprises me.
Tiffin for the tie, and it's good. And a vote from me, and it's been my feeling for years. Let's get rid of tie games. Let's have some kind of a playoff format so we don't have tie games. And it looks like LSU's anticipating onside kick as everybody else is.
Keith, I don't believe he can afford an onside kick because it would put LSU in position for 1. They have 3 timeouts. I think he's going to have to kick the ball deep. He went for the tie. That tells what he's thinking. In if he's going for the win, I don't think he would. I think he had a better chance to make 2 points than he is get the ball an onside kick. I would be shocked if he tries an onside kick.
Well, you were surprised when he went for one.
Oh, I was. I couldn't believe that.
Well, he pops it up in the air. Not a very long kick. It is fielded up around the 14-yard line by Dalton Hilliard. He picked Gary James now, and James runs the ball back up to around the 30, 31, 32-yard line. So LSU is at the 32. They've got Ron Lewis on the bench. They've got 3 timeouts to work with. There's 1:13 to play on the clock, and Lewis's long kick of his career, 54 yards.
What reasoning could Ray Perkins have? The only thing I can think of, Keith, is that Georgia has a tie. Should they beat Auburn and Alabama win their 2, and Tennessee lose 1 game, they'd be in the Sugar Bowl. That's a lot of ifs, but I'm sure that's what he was thinking, since Georgia has a tie and they're playing Auburn between the hedges in Athens.
Wickersham dumps it off to Hilliard. He's got a blocker, and he gets it up near midfield. They'll put him out at the 49-yard line. Ain't over.
No.
1:05 to play. Ain't over till it's over.
Or till she sings.
She ain't going to sing today until after the fracas is completed.
It's a good play to call in this situation. They hit their best runner with a short pass and have their flanker downfield blocking for him. Watch to the right of your screen. You can see number 80 of LSU blocking for him. 80 is McGee.
Wickersham hits Mitch Andrews, the tight end, and Andrews rolls down a little short of the first down. And we're at 56, 55 and counting. And the Tigers hurrying, and they've called now for measurement. Why are they so reluctant to spend the timeout?
I don't know. They've got, I think they had the first down, Keith, so there's no need to use the first.
Now they do.
Yeah.
Now they do.
Yeah, they've used it. They didn't make the first down. Had they made another 2 feet, I think they would have gone and run another play. Here, Keith, this is what I was trying to get across. That Georgia has a tie, and Georgia's got to play Auburn, so in between the hedges, they might win. So I'm sure Perkins was thinking about he can win these ball games, and Tennessee loses. He'd be tied with Georgia. Then they'd have to decide in the Sugar Bowl rule. But there's still a lot of games to be played. There's a round robin going with everybody pretty much except Tennessee. And Tennessee has got to beat Mississippi, Vanderbilt, and Kentucky. So Mississippi, Tennessee still has 3 conference games to play. But this game is not over yet.
Ball is near the Alabama 42. Wickersham goes for the first down. And that amounts pretty much to a first down. I mean, to a timeout, really, because the clock now stops as they move the chains.
They go without the huddle, Keith.
And they line up to go without huddling because they probably call 2 plays at least in the huddle. And they go before the chains are really in place. And the penalty flag is in the air. And somebody may have had too many people on the field as Hilliard pulls it down and gets to the 29. So let's see about the penalty.
Alabama was trying to substitute number 94, Smith, and he didn't get off the field. So they didn't actually play 12 people, but they had 12 men on the field. So it's a 5-yard penalty, and it will be refused.
Now Joe Hicks picked it up and waved it off.
Oh, he did? Smith was about 3 yards still on the field. So I don't think that. Here's number 94, Smith, right under the 50. He was about four yards from being out of bounds when the ball was snapped.
Yeah, but he's out of the play.
Well, it's still on the field. That's a 5-yard penalty, Keith. But LSU will refuse. If you play 12 men, it's a 15-yard penalty.
Well, Joe picked up his flag and waved it.
Well, he didn't.
Now he's walking around with the ball. Let's see what he's going to do with the football first. Wait a minute.
Now he's going back and penalize Alabama, and they're going to use the down over again. They get the down over, and I guess that's what LSU wanted. The yardage was academic since it wasn't the first down anyway.
Why did he wave the flag around?
Well, he didn't know. He didn't know what had happened. He just made a quick decision. The back judge saw the play. He called it and came over and told the referee after it was over, Alabama had too many men on the field. Now the clock will start immediately after the penalty. So LSU has got to be in the huddle, at the line of scrimmage, ready to go. In the old days, after a penalty, they're going to refuse the penalty after all. They should.
At least everybody got a chance to visit and got their breath. I'd rather have the yardage because the
procedure against defense, the team did not get off the field.
The ball is now at the 29. This would be a 46-yard field goal try from this point with 41 seconds to play in the game. 14-14 tie.
The blitz is on.
Wickersham gets it off. The ball is batted down by John Hand. Hand was involved in a wrestling match along the line of scrimmage with Norwood, it looked like, and Hand reached up and slapped that ball down, and so now it brings up third down, stopping the clock at 37 seconds.
Ray Perkins is controlling the destiny of the defense right now, I'm sure. Joe Kynes, the defensive coordinator, is getting the word, Coach, do I want to blitz or do we want to defend? That's the decision that they have to make right here. No in between.
They're defending. They swing it out of Hilliard. He gets loose. Dalton Hilliard is down to the 10-yard line. And LSU calls a timeout with 29 seconds to play in the ball game.
Now let's set the stage. What can LSU do? Do they want to trust their field goal kicker, who is only 3 out of 10, and try to set it up right in front of the goalpost, or do they want to score, risking an interception or a sack and moving them back? But Hilliard is the key man. The second leading receiver for the Tigers. You can see the effort that he made to put the ball as close to the goal line as possible. I just don't believe I want to trust the field goal kicker because you have to get the snap, you have to hold it, and he's only 3 out of 10. His confidence couldn't be good. Lewis, number 8. But you certainly don't want to be sacked, and you don't want to throw for an interception. So what do you do?
I'd run that ball right out in the middle, wherever that kicker wants it. I'd find out from him what he thinks his best angle is, and I'd probably try to run a sweep in that direction, and if something came out of that, whoopee, and if not, I've got my kicker now in the position that he likes to be.
Alabama blocked the last field goal attempt. It's actually 3 out of 11. There are the timeouts, 29 seconds.
In this possession, Hilliard's been the big man. He's caught 3 balls for 49 yards.
Get your best run of the ball on short passes, Keith. That's good strategy. They're in a running formation.
Well, they've got the best blocker in there at fullback, Craig Rathjen, and Hilliard's behind him out of the eye, and Hilliard has it, and he gets to the 8.
They're going to trust the field goal kicker if they don't score on the running game.
Let the clock run a little bit, though, wouldn't it?
Evidently, that's what they're going to do. Try to set it up right in front of the goalpost.
They're down to 10 seconds.
That's their strategy.
They call time at 5 seconds. And now it's up to Ron Lewis. It is up to Ron Lewis. It is up to Doug Powell, the holder. The snapper is the strong safety, Chris Carrier. Carrier is 6'5", weighs only 205. You know Alabama is going to load the cannon and send big people. So here's you've got a guy, 205 pounds, snapping, trying to block.
Keith, you hit it right on the
big
point.
People.
Because that's where Alabama blocked the last field goal. Remember
right
that they sent Hand on one side of the center carrier, and Roberts, the other 6'5" tackle, right through the right side. They split the shoulders of the offensive center carrier, who is the lightest man, obviously, in the offensive line at this time.
It is a 24-yard field goal try. So first Carrier's got to snap it. Powell's got to hold it. And Lewis has got to kick it. He missed from 26 earlier. He missed from 40 when it was tipped. It's up. Missed it.
It was close, Keith. He didn't miss the
missed it right.
Can you believe that?
And 1 tick remains on the clock.
Well, Keith, they're 2 fine football teams. Don, here's the reaction of Lewis, the kicker. everybody, once they see the kicker put his head down, oh my goodness, then the coaches are likely to do the same thing. And here's the drama over here. How about that? His decision of going for 1 point is paid off.
It's like golf. Every shot makes somebody happy.
And here's Hansberger. He thought it was good. He's happy. But wait a minute.
And Alabama takes the snap. The clock expires, and the game is over. And your final score, Alabama 14 and LSU 14.